Yo, welcome back to the channel. For those that are new, we're going to go through the top movers and fallers in my portfolio this week and any stocks that I've bought, sold or added to. So please like the video. It really helps with the algorithm to grow the channel. Subscribe if you're new, bottom right hand corner. Link down below for a free share up to £200, and also join the board members. I announced 3 stock picks this week, one of which I've actually bought but within Trading 212. So if you want to talk about stocks, portfolios, strategies or anything else, that's the place to be. All right, I'm on the 7-day graph right now, and as you can see, it's just basically gone down like a slide in a park. I'm down about 3k this week. It's part and parcel of being a growth investor. You got to take the rough with the smooth, to be honest, and it's taken me just below the 50k mark again. And because my ISA is maxed, the only lever I can really pull is rebalancing my portfolio or just holding and seeing obviously what happens in the future. So basically in the future, most of my updates will probably be around positions that I've sold in order to add more money to positions that I've already got. But yeah, any other new positions that I want to take up is probably going to be in Trading 212. So yeah, join the board there for more details. Let's get straight into the top movers and fallers. This week, as you can see, it's not been a great week. So there's only 2 top movers to talk about. The first top mover to speak of is PayPal. So PayPal has gone up a marginal 0.39%. I'm taking the percentages from Simply Wall Street. The reason why PayPal's gone up, you can see there was a little bit of a hill. It rose quite considerably, then it kind of tailed off. Basically, they're entering the cryptocurrency market, so people will be able to buy and sell Bitcoin and other digital currencies. The coins can be used to buy things from 26 million places that accept PayPal. Crypto has started to also rise due to the news. PayPal did go up about 5%, but as I mentioned, it started to tail off towards the end of the week. A quote from Dan Schulman, the PayPal CEO, who's the guy you can see on your thumbnail right now. The shift to digital forms of currencies is inevitable, bringing with it clear advantages in terms of financial inclusion and access, efficiency, speed, and resilience of the payment system, and the ability for governments to disperse funds to citizens quickly. He also confirmed in an interview in 2019 that he holds Bitcoin and only Bitcoin as well. So I think this has been a significant shift for the market. I think it's a big vote of confidence for the cryptocurrency space, and that's why it had quite a good impact during the middle of the week. But as I say, it started to tail off because of the general market trend towards the end of the week. The last top mover to speak about is Lloyds. So Lloyds has gone up this week 8.42%. And the reason why Lloyds has gone up, I know it's still loading on your screen, so just bear with Freetrade on that. The reason why Lloyds has gone up is because Barclays announced their earnings. It's the first earnings that's been announced by a UK bank with the removal of the PPI provisions in it. So over the last couple of years, PPI was a major factor in banks' reported earnings. Expectation is that it will also go up for Lloyds and other banks as well. So HSBC went up a bit this week as well. And I think that's definitely going to continue the trend through to next week. Lloyds also will announce their earnings on Tuesday as well. So I think there's a bit of anticipation for positive earnings for Lloyds as well. This might be a slight turnaround in terms of these types of stocks, but I think that is still a big might. Obviously, within the UK, you've still got the whole Brexit situation, which is definitely going to still cast a dark cloud over, UK stocks at this current minute. So yeah, the 2 top movers was PayPal and Lloyds for this week. On to the top fallers. The first top faller to speak about is Okta. So Okta this week went down 12.08%. Okta's been doing well. Their expected earnings is around the end of November, so there's still a bit of a while to wait for their earnings. Generally, Nasdaq and tech stocks have pulled back quite significantly this week, and obviously I'm quite heavily exposed into tech, generally speaking. So Okta is just part and parcel of that. Due to the volatility of the stimulus checks and the election, I think that a lot of these tech stocks are going to have some challenges going forward, and I think Okta's not going to be any different. And I think Okta's definitely been a victim of that, but long term I still see good things with this stock, so I'm more than happy to hold. The next stock that's gone down is Open Doors. So Open Doors gone down 13.88% this week for me. The stock I added last week, as mentioned, I want to get this to around the 6 to 9k position and then just leave it for 5+ years. It had a significant rise since its IPO, which you can kind of basically see, if I look at the year graph as an example. So I think this is probably a much needed pullback for the stock. I don't really know what's going to happen in the short term. In the short term, it could be it goes back up again. In the short term, it could start to continue going down. Either or, if I do any kind of rebalancing or if I sell positions, my main priority is to build up this position, as I alluded to earlier on in this video. So it's not really a concern for me because I'm thinking super long term with this stock. The last top faller to speak about, and now my worst holding in terms of value, is Centamin. Centamin has gone down 17.31% this week, and it's predominantly due to earnings. They posted lower than expected results. Production fell 2% to 128,240 gold ounces in their 3 months ended September the 30th. Also, sales declined 9% to 118,000. Centamin had already announced a couple of weeks back that to expect the end of the year to not be good. The results, in my opinion, should have been anticipated by the market, but there might be some slight overreaction. There's not really much I'm going to do with this holding at the moment. For the time being, I'm just going to continue to hold it. I won't add to it, as I can't really add to it, and anything I sell, as I mentioned before, would pretty much go to IPOB, open door. So for the time being, any new money will go into 212. So with this stock, I'm just going to kind of continue to hold it, but I'm still in a bit of profit because I got Centamin very, very early. I've held the stock for about 2 years, and I'm definitely just going to keep holding on to it for the time being. Now, I sold a stock. The stock that I sold is this stock right here, which might surprise some of you, is Legal and General. I sold Legal and General. I've always been a fan of this business, so again, I don't think there's anything fundamentally wrong with this business. However, I think the market conditions in the UK still make it a little bit difficult to invest heavily in UK businesses, as it's just still too bearish at the moment. And also with LNG specifically, I won't be expecting to receive any dividends until at least 8 months. The next time the stock goes ex-div is around April the 22nd, 2021, and then they'll be paying the dividend around mid-June 2021. So for me personally, there's no current benefit if the economy is bad and there's no dividends. Plus, obviously, I've got the opportunity to bolster other stocks, which for me is going to be my main priority if I sell any other positions. Also, my ISA allowance will be re-upped by the time it's April, so by that point I could then reevaluate and see whether or not I want to re-add to the portfolio this position. So at this current moment, LG had to take a little bit of a walk, but it doesn't mean that it won't re-enter the portfolio at some stage down in the future. In terms of positions that I bought, you can basically see here that most of the positions I've been buying is social capital, as I mentioned, which is obviously IPOB. So I've basically been adding aggressively to the IPOB position, as covered earlier. That's basically my main focus within the ISA at the current moment. If I do want to get any new positions, they're pretty much going to be in trading 212. And yeah, to be clear, this is definitely a very, very long-term position. So if there's a lot more volatility over the next 6 months even, it's not going to really be a big concern for me, as it's something I'm going to be focusing for the long term. So yeah, thank you for your time. If you like the video, subscribe if you're new, join the board members. Again, I mentioned I announced 3 stocks this week, one of which I bought within Trading 212. So if you want to talk about stocks, portfolio strategies or anything else, that's the place to be. Enjoy your weekend. Peace.